Caitriona, what a pleasure. I'm obsessed with your dress. Absolutely stunning. The Amateur, what can people expect coming into this movie?
Ooh, they can expect the unexpected because it's got twists and turns. And no, it's a really epic, I think, great, smart thriller, which I think has a really unique take on this genre.
I had that experience because I don't like to read too much before I go in to watch something, and I thought I would say, okay, it's a spy thriller, it's this, it's that, and it kept wrong-footing me.
Yeah.
Did you have that experience when you read the script? You just didn't know where it was going, and who's this character, and are we supposed to be gunning for him or not?
I mean, for me anyway, I think one of the great sort of things about it is like when we think we're looking for justice and actually what we're seeking is revenge and what that does to you as a person, because obviously revenge doesn't give you any peace, right? And I think that's Charlie's journey. He's hell-bent on what he thinks is justice, but actually he's seeking revenge. And I think towards the end, he finally realizes that. And I would like to think that Inquilline helps him through that journey.
And what a fascinating character to play. I mean, like the expectations people have initially of who she's going to be, and then she's badass, but she's also got this vulnerability. And, they find this shared connection, I guess, over their loss. So what was it like to play her?
It was really great. I mean, it's not very often you get to mine sort of this emotional journey in such a short space of time. I think it's such a great thing when you get a movie like this that allows you those quiet moments of, when we meet her, she's a broken woman. She lives in the shadows. She's very much a solitary figure. She understands Heller understands her, and they connect really quickly together. And I think it's, she's sort of a champion of justice as well, which is quite nice.
And I guess it's like when you're in the quite brutal sort of action-laden atmosphere, finding those quiet moments, whether it's levity or those moments of sort of, borderline romantic connection, humanity, feels really special.
Yeah, and I think it's just connection, right? It's like people who are kind of lost and who are in pain, and they need to connect. And it doesn't always have to be romantic. It can just be that. It can just be human connection, which I think is something they do really beautifully together.
And what do you ultimately hope people take away from watching the movie? I guess it's that big cinema, you've got to be there to see it on the screen to really experience it. But there's a lot to think about in the fact that he is driven by love. But does he go into a morally grey area?
Well, look, I think that's the question, which is quite of the time, right? But I grew up watching spy movies with my dad. We used to go to the cinema and watch them. And it's like, this is the kind of thing that you want to go. It's like, it's fun, it's exciting, but it does make you think, and I think that's what we all want cinema to do, right? Entertain us, but also make us question.
A few words about Ramy?
He's awesome. I love him. I've been wanting to work with him for the longest time, and I'm so glad we finally got to work together. And he's just brilliant as an actor, as a producer on this. He was just wonderful. It's just something that I've never done before. I love trying different accents and doing different things like that. So that was also really fun. Although somebody over there said your Turkish accent was great, and I was like, what's Turkish? So maybe I didn't succeed. But I just loved this character. She's such a kind of broken soul, but at the same time, she had this real drive for justice and for making the world a better place. And I loved that strength that was within her, even in somebody that was kind of quite living in the shadows and wanted to disappear. So it's a fun part of it. Well, that's the fun. That's when you get to do both. It's really great. The action's fun. I mean, anytime you get to like run around and have a gun in your hand and try not to look like an idiot. But it was great, when the adrenaline's going, and we had an amazing stunt team, and they would have things planned out brilliantly, and then they would sort of try their best to explain it to us, and hope the actors don't mess it up. But it's really what you need when you have all of that is to ground it in real emotion. And my character and Ramy's, where they meet is with this shared loss. We found it beautiful. There was a couple of scenes that we found a really lovely way of connecting. I don't know. I think it's important when we get to do that, even in the spectacle of like an action movie. I was a huge fan of his with Snow Horses, and he's very specific about what he wants. He knows exactly what he needs, and I think that kind of like efficiency and specificity is so brilliant as an actor, because you're in safe hands and you trust him implicitly. That and working with Ramy was amazing. I mean, it's been something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So it's exciting, it's espionage, it's thrilling. You will hear it feel it in your bones and you will be swept away. Well, Inquilline, she's a little bit of a loner. She sort of works, she doesn't work within the kind of different institutions that we see Heller in or other people. And she's sort of a broken soul when we first meet her, but she has this real drive for exposing wrongdoings and kind of champion for justice and exposing corruption. You know, the brawn beating up everybody and fighting their way through every situation. It's a much more kind of intellectual film in that way. And I think Charlie is a great kind of hero, kind of intellectual way as well.